This video is for educational purposes to emulate your own backup Amiibo files. Do not ask where to get Amiibo files, because this is for your own Amiibo that you physically own that you have backed up. So I'm going to show you how to emulate Amiibo. So if you have them all backed up in one place, you can easily just use them. Don't have to worry about bringing them off a shelf or anything. But first things first, follow these instructions, please. Especially if the video just came out. They should work. Don't go off on your own stuff. Especially with the Linux distro, it could be anyone, but just use what we're doing here. Just make things a lot easier later. When you have questions, it'll be easier to help you. So what you're going to need is a Windows PC with built-in Bluetooth or a Bluetooth adapter dongle thing. And really, that's all you need. Of course, you can use other operating systems like Mac or Linux, straight up Linux, but I rather only answer questions for people that are going to be following along with these specific instructions for my own sanity. Using another operating system, please go to the Discord link below, and they should be able to help you there for other operating systems. Like I said, first things first, Linux distro. We're going to go right here to the GitHub page of the program we're going to be using, and we're going to get Xubuntu from this link. You're going to go ahead and open a new tab, and you can see a bunch of stuff here. All you're really going to need is this right here, the xubuntu.iso. There's going to be other little things like iso.torrent. All we're going to worry about is the .iso. It's going to be 1.5 gigabytes. So it might be a different version depending on when you're watching this, but just remember, just the ISO. That's all we need. It's going to be like the biggest file on this page. So go ahead and click it, save it, and remember where you put it. So just put it in your like downloads folder or something, or documents folder. Just remember where you put it. And while that's downloading, you want to come and get VirtualBox if you don't already have it. This is going to be the download page right here. You're going to be kind of confused if you're new to this, but if you're on Windows, you're going to hit right here, Windows host. You'll bring up this prompt to download. You're going to want to download this exe and set up once it's done downloading. Okay, now we got both of these things downloaded, so let's open up VirtualBox first and start that installation. Now your installation may be a little bit different because I already have VirtualBox installed, but I'm still going to go through the install process as best as I can for those new to this. So click yes. Just make sure everything works. Just make sure everything is installed there. Here you can, these ones are optional. I would say leave register file associations checked just to make sure everything works. Well, these three top ones are optional. If you want it in your start menu, say leave start menu, leave at least one of these so you can easily get to it. I'll leave it in the start menu, and it says here it'll disconnect, so don't worry, hit yes. It just needs to set up the internet. So when you're in the VirtualBox, you can access like the network. If you want to download your file straight away, that's the process we're going to do it. We're going to download from our Google Drive or whatever type of online backup you have. So make sure, yes, you want that network installed. And install. Going to take a few minutes, so just sit back and wait. You can have some pop-ups and stuff while it's installing. Just hit yes. I mean, of course, it's your computer. If you don't feel comfortable, then don't install stuff. But at that point, just end the video here. Okay, and VirtualBox is installed. So we'll just go ahead and make sure that's checked. So it opens up right away and hit finish. And VirtualBox should open up. It was hidden behind the desktop. But here we go. And when you first open it up, it's going to ask you to download some more stuff. So just go ahead and download it. Make sure everything works. Download. Download. And again, just keep hitting download buttons. We'll just keep on and then install. And I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so now we're at the main screen of VirtualBox, and ignore these two other virtual machines. Those are already my virtual machines. So I'm going to pretend like this is a brand new VirtualBox. So it should open up to here. And what you're going to want to do is hit new and give it a name you want. I'll just name this. I already have a VirtualBox named Amiibo, so I'm going to name this Amiibo Demo. And under here, type, we're going to change that to Linux version. Scroll pretty far down to Ubuntu 64-bit. Next, just leave that as that. You make sure it's at Create Virtual Disk Now. Great. Leave it at VDI if it's not at VDI. And dynamically, yes. That's a good. Sure. 10 gigabytes. Great. And there you go. You've kind of set up a virtual machine, but we still have a little more things to do before we get into it. So up here, settings, storage, click right here where it says empty under controller IDE. And we're going to go a little bit over here. See this circle with the arrow down? That's a disk. I'm going to click it, choose disk file, and go find where you downloaded that ISO. Click it. Should be right there under controller IED. Now you're going to go ahead and click OK. And now this is where you're going to want to make sure your Bluetooth is turned on in Windows. I know the instructions on the GitHub page say to turn it off on Windows, but I didn't have that working for me. This is the point of the video where there's going to be some experimentation going on. Follow along first, but if something doesn't work from here, that's when you start playing around with some stuff. So just follow along with me for now, but if the Bluetooth isn't working in the virtual machine, maybe you might want to go with the GitHub instructions and turn it off in Windows, but we're just going to turn it on. So we're going to go into Windows settings, devices, and then make sure it's turned on. We're going to go ahead and exit out of that. And then just to make things easier, you're going to go make sure you're on the right virtual machine. Go back to settings. Go to your USB. And here's where stuff's going to be very different for most of y'all. If you have built-in Bluetooth, there's a good chance it's going to be Intel Bluetooth, especially if you have an Intel CPU. So for me, it's going to come up as Intel Corp. That's the Bluetooth for me. If you have a Bluetooth dongle, it should be a lot easier named. It should just straight up say like Bluetooth dongle or something. So at this point, you're going to want to do your research and figure out what your Bluetooth is named. And whatever your Bluetooth is, it will be right here in USB. You're going to want to click whatever your Bluetooth device is, and it's going to be right here. That'll make sure the Bluetooth always gets switched to your virtual machine when you start it up, and just makes things a lot easier. So after you did that, let's just double check to make sure we have our storage right. See, for some reason, it removed it. So we're going to have to click back again, choose a disk drive. Go ahead and do that, because that was really weird. Maybe it didn't do that for you, but it did it for me. So if it did it for somebody else, hopefully you figured it out. And so again, double check, make sure all this is there. And okay. And start it up for the first time. Here we go. Our virtual machine. Ubuntu, if you're new to Linux, welcome. Go ahead and let it run. Don't worry if stuff looks frozen. It just takes some time. Like right here at the check finish, no errors. It'll take a few minutes. Just don't click anything. And here we go. Launches up. Like I was saying, it's gonna be loading and stuff for a while. So don't be scared. Just leave it, and you'll get to something a screen like this. Make sure you do install Ubuntu. Make sure you choose your language and all that. English, US, blah, blah. Continue. Not sure how important this is for the Amiibo, but I did this, so just play it safe. Install the third-party software. Continue. Again, lots of loading. I'm going to be skipping through it, so don't be afraid if it takes longer than it looks in this video. Just pause. And make sure you're on erase disk and install Ubuntu. Again, if you're new to virtual machine, this is a virtual machine. It should do no harm to your actual computer, so don't be scared. You're going to erase inside the virtual machine. So install now. More loading. Hit continue when this screen pops up. Where are you? We in LA? You be somewhere else? Just doesn't really matter. I guess if you want the time on your virtual machine. I'm exclusively using a virtual machine for Amiibo, so if you want to create another virtual machine or something else, do that. I highly suggest just use this virtual machine just for your Amiibo. You want to play with Linux, just create a new virtual machine so you don't worry about messing anything up. Name, just pick your name. I'll go with Mac. There we go. Choose your password and remember it. Remember your password. Please remember your password. I'll just do something simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say require my password and login just so you remember every time. You could do login automatically, but please remember your password. It's going to be very important. Continue. And at this point, we're going to be waiting for a while for it to install. And I'll see you on the other side. Here we go. After a long wait, we're back. And you're going to hit the restart now button. Wait some more. You see some errors, don't worry. Here we go. And once we're at this screen, it's going to say, please remove the installation medium. We're going to just hit the X, power off the machine. That will close the window. We're going to head back to settings, storage. That should be empty now. That's good. I'm going to hit OK and start it back up. While this is starting up, I'm going to say really quick, the one thing I've seen people have trouble with is just patience. This isn't going to work the first time, probably. After you get it to work, it's not going to work the first time again after you do it, probably. Turn it off, turn it on, wait a little bit. It's very inconsistent. So if it doesn't work the first time, just try and try again. If you're following along with these instructions, just try and try again. It will eventually work. This program is new, and it's amazing we even have it. I want to thank the developer. It's a great program. We're here at the login screen. Hope you remember your password. Type that in. And you're now using Linux. Congratulations. Now, ain't so scary, is it? You can load up all those things. And once we are at this screen, you can load up all these little icons. And I think we're missing something. Let that load up. It's a first boot. There we go. And we are in Linux. There we go. And first things first, you're going to want to make sure we have the Bluetooth icon up here. If you don't, go to Devices, USB, double check to make sure you have your USB that we did earlier checked. If you don't have the Bluetooth icon, you don't have your devices checked, just go back into Windows, make sure you have Bluetooth on. And at this point, there's going to be where you take some of your own action and some of your own experimentation if your Bluetooth is not showing up after that. And like the GitHub says right here, you might want to disable it in Windows then, but at that point, you're going to want to go into the Discord if you're having some troubles and ask there, and they should be able to help you. Discord is in the GitHub right here at the top, and also going to be in the video description. So at this point, if you are not seeing the Bluetooth icon and you do not see your Bluetooth device in the devices USB tab, go into the Discord and ask there. But if you have the Bluetooth icon here, let's keep her going. You're going to see the software updater thing. You might as well just install now, make sure everything works. So let's do that, and I'll see you after some more waiting. You need your password. First thing I said, remember your password. So hopefully you remember your password. Authenticate. Right now, once all those updates are done, just hit OK. And to play it safe, we're just going to restart the machine. Again, please follow along and do as I do and just restart the machine after installing those updates. And again, make sure the Bluetooth icon is there. It's not. Devices, USB, pop up right there. And we're going to start off by grabbing our backup Amiibo file. So the easiest way to get your backup Amiibo file from your real computer to your virtual machine is to go to Firefox. So we're going to hit the start menu up here, little mouse icon. Internet, Firefox. Let that load up. And we're going to go to our real machine now and grab that Amiibo file. So on our real machine, we're going to go ahead and open up a new tab and type in send.firefox.com. Send.firefox.com. And from here, we're going to go find our Amiibo file, our backup Amiibo file, upload it. Right here, it doesn't really matter. You can just upload it. And right here is the most typing you're going to do all day. With that link of your file, you're going to want to paste it somewhere you can see easily. Go back to your virtual machine. And this is the most typing you're going to do all day. So get ready. There's easier ways. I won't say easier. There's faster ways of doing this, but for the sake of ease, without doing too many steps, we're just going to do this method. So if you're smart enough to do other methods, do it, but this is for simplicity. So go and just type that whole link right up. And there you go. If you typed it in all right, it should be right here, and we can download it straight into the virtual machine. So let's go ahead and just download that, save it, and make sure you remember where it's at, right here in your downloads. Unless you put it somewhere else, just remember where it's at. And now again, we're going to do a little bit more typing. This one's going to be a little easier. We're going to go back into the GitHub, and at this point, we're going to go ahead and type in this short URL just to make things a little easier for us. So go ahead and delete all that in the address bar. We go to HTTPS and type in the rest of that, and it should bring us to the GitHub page inside the virtual machine. We can go ahead and scroll down to this and start the install. So with this open, we're going to go ahead and click over here. Right here, there should be terminal emulator in your favorites. If it's not, it should be right here in accessories, terminal emulator. Just go ahead and open that up. And from here, we're just going to start copying and pasting, boys. We can start with this command right there. Paste it one by one, hit enter. And here's the confusing part. Your password's not going to pop up as you type it. So just remember your password, type it in, enter. And there we go. Let that do its thing. Wait until it is over. Okay, and then once your green text pops up, I'm going to go back, copy the next line. Make sure you're carefully copying this. Right click, paste, and enter. Again, I am speeding it up on my end. It's going to take a while on your end. Don't panic if it freezes up for a second or two, or a minute, maybe even, depending on the speed of your computer. Let it do its thing. Okay, once that's done, again, next line. It's going to be a long one, so you're going to have to scroll. And there we go. Copy. Paste. Enter. Okay, green text popped up. That's good. Again, next line. Copy. Paste. Okay, that's done. Next line. Gotta make sure carefully copy. Oh no. See, I'm gonna keep this in. I made a mistake. I didn't carefully copy and paste it. So with this one, I goofed up. So let's go ahead and re-copy it. Hopefully this doesn't mess up. Copy this with the sudo all in it. Paste it. That should hopefully work. Hopefully I don't have to start all over. I'm going to keep it in because we make mistakes. We might not be aware of it. I was aware of it. Good thing. But just trial and error. Just keep doing stuff. So now we'll copy the real next line. Paste it. Again, nothing should happen. Look at that. It's just, don't worry. There was no error. Pop up the green text again immediately. And we're going to copy this one. Paste. Enter. There we go. And then from there, we should have the program installed. So let's try it this time and see if it works. So we're going to go scroll down to Joy-Con usage, copy this line, paste. Okay. Joy-Con control popped up in blue. That's good. Go ahead and copy this and paste, and it should work. Okay, it worked for me. So at this point, the switch would be on. I'll bring that screen up in a second and it should connect. Okay, with the game on, here's my trick. I'm standing right in front of it. I have my Joy-Cons in my hand. They are connected. I'm currently controlling with my Joy-Cons. So with the Joy-Cons disconnected from the switch, You're going to hit the sync buttons and disconnect both controllers. Give it a second. Don't touch the controllers again. And the pair screen, there we go. And with the program running in the background, it should connect. But it might not connect. If this happens, we're going to go back into the Linux and something happened. We're just going to go ahead and don't send. Hit left control, C. And we're going to do this method of the plugin workaround. So we're going to scroll up to where you see the blue is, or whatever this is called, input plugin workaround. So let me change the screen really quick. So we're going to copy this line first, all of it, scroll all the way. Right click copy, and then just so we make sure when we come back, we copy the entire thing, I'm going to leave that there. So just to make everything right, I'm going to close this terminal and open up a new one. Again, you should know how to get to it. And we're going to paste the new command right here. You're going to need to type in your password again. Okay, again, nothing's going to happen. Don't worry. It means it worked. We're going to come back down here. Copy this next line. Paste. Again, nothing happened. That's good. Next line. Copy. Paste. Nothing happened. Good. Now we're going to go back down to Joy-Con uses and try this again. Copy. Paste. Okay, let's get back to the game. We're still on the connect controller screen. So now let's copy this next line and paste. In moment of truth. Give it a second. Give it like a good minute if it doesn't pop up. Okay. Now this is the part where I'm talking about where you need patience. Things aren't going to work the first time. Things aren't always going to work after you get it to work the first time. So at this point with the software installed, we're going to go back into Linux. Go ahead and left control C. Close it. And before we restart, here's a really cool and neat shortcut I have if you're going to keep doing this over and over again. We're going to go into the desktop. I guess we could just minimize this. Right click, create document, plain text, and just name this Amiibo. Make sure it's .text. The pop-up popped up. See? Just don't send. Okay. Amiibo.text. Great. Open it up. And with that open, we're going to go back into this. We're going to copy this. Paste it. Enter, enter. Copy this. Paste it. Enter, enter. And copy this. Paste. And just in case you want to come back to the GitHub, you want to probably copy the address of it. And enter, enter. Paste that down here. Maybe give it a little more enters to make sure that you know that's not part of the code. File. Save. And close both of these windows now. And what we're going to do is we're going to just shut down the machine. We're going to shut down, completely clean out the VirtualBox. Probably making no sense to actual people who use VirtualBox. But we're going to shut down the machine. Give it a few seconds while it shuts down. Now we're back here. We're just going to hit start again. Give it a few seconds to start up. So back in our machine. Now it's just going to be smooth sailing, hopefully. So let that start up after you put in your password. And you double check to make sure that Bluetooth icon pops up when it loads. And bingo, there it is. Again, if it doesn't, devices, USB. And make sure the check mark is on your Bluetooth device. If it's not, check it. And from here, again, open up the terminal. And since we got our little text shortcut here, we can just open that up. Copy that Joy-Control from there. paste it into here, and then copy this one and paste it into there. Put in your password. And really quick before I do that, go back to the game screen. And let's see, moment of truth. And there we go. It took a few seconds, but it paired up. Now give it a few more seconds. Just hold on while it does its thing. All in real time. I'm going to save this for real time so you know how long it takes. And again, if it didn't work again this time, just restart one more time. And if it doesn't work that time, maybe go retrace your steps back and try it again. Especially if you're using Intel Bluetooth built into your computer. If you're using Bluetooth Intel built into your computer, you have the same device as me, this will definitely work. I'm 99% sure this will work if you have it. So now we're controlling it. So as you saw, I typed in A, enter, and then it works as an A command. So right now I'm using 100% the terminal in Linux to control the game. All my controllers are disconnected. Make sure all your controllers are disconnected. Of course they should be, or else you wouldn't have that change grip or controller screen. So again, don't touch your controllers. Everything's straight from Linux from here. So now A again, A. Let me go ahead and change this, put Linux on top. You can see it. And A again. And now you type in down, down, down. And again, remember, you can't move your character when you're in this. The up, down, down is just for the D-pad, and the D-pad cannot move your character in the game. So make sure you are standing directly in front of the terminal when you're ready. Okay, so from here, we're gonna go and find our file. So click your mouse, File Manager. If it's not in your favorites, go to Accessories, File Manager, and go find where you downloaded it. Mine's in my downloads. So here's what you do. You're gonna right click, copy, and to make things easy, go into your text editor, and where this is the temporary, unless you do have the Bokoblin amiibo, you're gonna go ahead and replace that with your file. So the code should be this. And really quick, if your backup file has some weird characters, I would say make sure it's as simple as it can be. Just the character's name, all lowercase, .bin. Make sure it's as simple as it can be with no weird spaces, no weird symbols, just simple letters. So with that, we're going to go ahead and copy this amiibo and then the directory of your file, copy it, and we're going to go back into the game, hit A once you want to invite Amiibo Camper. It's going to say, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Just hit A until you get to the register. A, type in A. And once you're at this screen, just on your Linux, right click, paste, enter. It should work. Don't worry if it's scrolling past. Just if you have it, just right click, paste it, and it should work. Look at this. That's Apollo's amiibo. Would you like to invite him to the campsite? Just hit A. And there we go. You've used your backup amiibo through Linux. At this point, again, just trial and error. Even if you got it to work this time, the next time you come to log in and use the amiibo again, it might be wonky and not work the first time. Just reset. Just reset. Have you tried turning it off and on again? And from here, I hope this worked for you. If it didn't, please leave questions. If you were following along with this tutorial, this exact tutorial, in the comment section. If you did your own thing, like you're using a Mac or you're using a live USB, please go to the Discord of the Joy-Con droid, and they should be able to help you there. If this did help you out, subscribe to my gaming channel on YouTube, link below. It's not this channel. You don't need to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to my gaming channel, and follow me on Twitter. That would be much appreciated. I really hope I made your day. Yeah. And I really hope I made Linux less scary for you. Maybe you can go ahead and create a new virtual machine and try it out yourself, doing some other stuff besides the Amiibo. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you all somewhere else in life. Hopefully my gaming channel, and hopefully on Twitter. Peace.